So welcome to EVE Online, I'm Major Freak. So this is free move, basically. See, I'm in free move. My camera will not orbit a target, but actually just pan around. And I was looking at the target. I hadn't right-clicked and moved my camera away from the soon-to-be wreck. In the past, I've done that with tactical camera, being afraid that, you know, when you're in orbit camera and your target is destroyed, your focus is immediately look at my ship, right? So I'm sure you all know that, but let's just talk about it just if you're confused about what I'm talking about. So normally in orbit camera, and which I've been using forever, when your target is destroyed, your view will immediately, well, not completely immediately, but very quickly snap back to your own ship. And when in observation mode on battlefields, I'd really rather not have that. It's jarring, to say the least. So free move was preferred, and I go like this, and I'd expect the wreck. I'd right click, and all of a sudden I was in panning mode in free move. And now where I'm panning around is where the camera's fulcrum is, or pivot, or whatever. I should actually look that up. Fulcrum versus pivot. Okay, yeah, way too complicated. Whatever, pivot, fulcrum. Yeah, we're going with it. So in orbit camera, when it goes boom, your view snaps back in a second. Oh, I'm in tactical. Fuck. Sorry. Damn it. Let's get another sucker. All right. Look at. There we go. Now, obviously, when you right-click and drag in orbit camera, you just pan, and then when you release it, you snap back to what you're looking at. And when you left drag, you're just, you know, your pivot is right here, right? Now, if you're in tactical and you're looking at something, you do the same thing when you left click and drag, but when you right click and drag, all of a sudden you're free move and you're panning now. All right. So the nice thing about, as you've seen, that I've discovered is that I don't have to, as soon as it's gonna explode, I don't have to right click and free it. I can just simply look at it. And it does the same thing for me. It does not snap back to my ship in tactical, which is freaking awesome. I love it. It'll be great on the battlefield when I want to view wrecks, because when I'm currently, not in my old system, but my new system of camera work, tactical is actually my aesthetics. I don't use it for tactical because it's not very tactical. It's aesthetic mostly. And it's going to help me a lot because my view right here, as soon as this thing blows up, I get fixed in space right there, right? So it fixed in space. I don't snap back. I can pan now. There we go. Yeah, and the wreck's right there. Boom, right? And I don't snap back, right? So let's choose another victim and show you this way. Now I like the orbit camera as tactical because when I'm orbiting say the FC of one of the teams on the PvP battlefield, I'm writing close, and I can get, okay, what I'm looking at is 31 kilometers from my anchor point for, sorry, where I want to be, where I think the action is the hottest. Like, see the FC of the fleet attacking a riot or black flag, or wear 5. I'm sure it'll make, he's got wear 4 right now, but I'm sure Stuart will make wear 5. You know, they're like the Spanish people in their Kikimores. That was fun. I'd love to track them more. But yeah, probably the last time they ever war decked them. So yeah, I mean, I think this is working really well. And whoops, let's try to destroy them. Come on, Vespas, get on them. Should actually get hammers, but whatever. These guys are vulnerable to, I believe, thermal? EM, just like the augers. Yeah, whatever. Good enough for government work. Alright. So in camera mode, as soon as this thing blows up, I'll snap back to my ship, as of course most of you understand. It's I like the camera. It's less glitchy than the tactical, and therefore it's more functional than the quote unquote tactical. It's CCP are morons. Let's just accept that. So yeah, I like tactical for its aesthetic value, and I'd like from now on to call it the aesthetic camera, and I'm gonna do that. I think I'll just call it the aesthetic camera and let you guys figure it the hell out. And orbit camera is it's tactical, but I'm not going to use that word. I'm just going to use orbit camera and leave it at that. And then when I say tactical, I mean the overlay, and when I say aesthetic, it means the aesthetic camera, because it basically is your basic. Yeah, see, okay, so it'll blow up, and as soon as it blows up, kaboom, we snap back. It's nice that it keeps tracking that target, but yeah, there we go. And voila, and we're snap back. That must have been dynamic camera working right there. I've got dynamic camera set. I highly recommend it. It does have its glitches, but when you track something, it's not occluding your ship's not occluding your target. It's so annoying when that happens. So you do that, right? It's, see, you're like, ah. So it's more aesthetic. So I like it a lot. There we go. Right, I got to do stuff. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, yeah, I just learned something new. I thought I had to detach the view. I'll show you what I meant. Like, I thought, like before, you've seen me do it. I've zoomed in a target. The PvP target's about to blow up. I want to be able to still be on looking at it close up and not snapping 3,000 kilometers away or whatever. And so, excuse me, when it's about to blow up, I'll want aesthetic mode. And of course, I'm so used to orbit camera that I'm like, shit, I'll use the right click option to anchor it outside so I'm not, you know, snapping back to my ship. So as you've seen, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do what I'm about to do. It was my old way of doing it, and it's awesome. I don't have to fiddle around with right click because it's a bit janky. So yeah, say hypothetically speaking, your PvP target was my old PvP targets would about to die, then be like, all right, I want to get aesthetics on this. As soon as it blows up, I don't want to. And I'd be like watching it like that. I look out a bit, and I'd be able to view it aesthetically. And then I'm like, oh great, I don't have to worry about snapping back, and then I could focus on something else around the battlefield and go, okay, I want to view that guy, and I click on that and do the whole process again. And now I don't even have to do the right click drag. It's just automatic. It won't snap back to my ship if I'm in aesthetic camera. And that's what I'm going to use from now on. Screw you, CCP. Thanks for confusing us for decades and not caring.